Hi, welcome back to Orlando Experience. We did finally get on the Mardi Gras floats, obviously a little late. So before you say, yes, we know it's late. We're gonna do the full lap. If you want to stay until after to see how you get on the floats, we'll cut to that in a little bit here. there's a wrap on this year's Mardi Gras for us. Again, sorry it took us so long. We really did try multiple times to get on a float. I'll go into a little bit of why it's so hard now in a minute. But overall, I really like the theme over this year. And I'm also going to quickly right now show you how to get on a float. Obviously, you probably won't make it this year. Probably by the time this is uploaded, it's already the last weekend, second to last day. So hopefully you'll get to come next year. It'll probably be a similar process. All right, so to get on the virtual queue, we've noticed it usually drops about an hour before. I would go ahead and start clicking around then. It's usually a little bit less or a little bit more than an hour before. So you get an hour before start clicking. That's general, that's what you should be doing. To do it, you're gonna come down here to Mardi Gras, Entertainment, and then you scroll all the way past all the concerts. See Mardi Gras Parade. You'll see virtual queue here. They do technically supposedly start dropping them at 2. I've never gotten a 2 o'clock one since they've started doing this. You'll click your name there, and then here, if you get a time, so you're gonna be constantly refreshing here, waiting for it to load. It will show up here. Just make sure you click it really quick, click submit. It will tell you if you got a time. One thing I did want to quickly mention before I send you back to my other self to talk about my thoughts on this year. If you have a little one with you, they do have to be fairly tall. I don't remember the exact height, but they cannot be short enough where they can't see over because they consider it not safe. So if you're planning to come with some little ones, kids, double check that before you buy dining plan or anything because they will not let you ride with them. All right, back over to my other self for my wrap up and thoughts. And once again, I really enjoyed this year's Mardi Gras. I thought it was really fantastic. I think they did it great with the floats. Love the 30th feel to everything. And in general, the whole atmosphere back there, team members do really great, especially the bead captains and the people walking alongside you. They all do a great job before. They're very talkative. It's a really great experience as a whole with an interactive standpoint, and everyone just does such a great job. So huge props to everybody that does that. I know it's probably pretty tiring, especially cleaning up those floats every night. So thank you so much for doing that. And again, I've mentioned this many times before at this point. I do not like how they're doing standby now for this situation. So I think 3 years ago it was even, I think it was still after COVID, they were still just doing, you just went by, you just got online, you just got on a float. And then they started switching to an electronic version where it was like a standby, but it's just on your phone, that's fine. But now they've introduced dining packages and pass holder reservations I've heard are very hard to get. We've never gotten one before. But the dining reservations are really what fill the float. So they kind of turned something that was free into something that's not really easy to get on, but it's still technically free. It's just really hard to get on, especially early on in the season, because it's almost always sold out with only maybe a few spots max. So just something to keep in mind. Obviously, it does make sense. They're making more money off of it, but I really liked when you could just ride the float. I would actually prefer, we were talking about it before, instead of a virtual queue system like they're doing now, like how I showed you, just do standby, just standby wait, because it's unbelievably stressful. And think of like the Disney virtual queues, but you're sitting back there and you're just clicking, and you don't know when they're gonna drop. At least like to see some communication of when they're gonna drop, so you're not just sitting there for like 30 minutes like we were, just clicking around the time when they normally drop. So I would love to hear what you think about it. Let me know if you've been on the floats this year. We'll see you next year, obviously, for Mardi Gras. Stay tuned. We have much more fun going in. Horror Nights, a few months away. We'll start getting announcements soon. I always love Horror Nights, as you know. Hope this video brought a little more joy into your day, and we'll see you guys next time.